We're live. Folks, what is happening? Darry Gibbs here, CEO of the DG Academy. Today I am joined by Kim O'Byrne. Kim has been a client of mine for 6 months and she's just after finishing up her coaching with the DG Academy and with myself. And I wanted to get Kim on. She has an amazing story. She's made incredible progress and I want to get on, just have a good conversation with her. So Kim, thank you so much for coming on and sharing the story. How was life anyway?
Good, yeah, everything's good so far, yeah.
Awesome. So Kim, for the folks listening or watching, and this obviously they don't know who you are. So can you kind of give a bit of a rundown on kind of like who you are, where you're from, kind of like what you do, just kind of people have a bit of an understanding.
Yeah, so I'm Kim and I am married with 2 kids. I have a 7-year-old and a just gone 3-year-old. And I am from County Waterford.
All right, awesome. And so prior to the program, obviously, like we were kind of chatting on and off here and there, if you get me, and a lot of people are probably uncomfortable or a bit hesitant to ask for help. And
Yeah.
the reason why I want to get yourself or other clients on to kind of share the stories, I think when somebody allows themselves to feel vulnerable and others see it goes, it's okay. So can you kind of give a bit of an insight into like what you were struggling with prior to joining the academy and like what was the main reasoning for signing up?
Yeah, so I suppose my main thing was just trying to find a workout that I suppose would suit me with the 2 kids. And especially like during the summer holidays and stuff like that. So yeah, basically being flexible, I suppose, with that. And nutrition was a big thing as well.
Mm-hmm.
So like, obviously it's like, oh, eat healthy and stuff like that. But I found with other kind of trainings I done and stuff like that, you get this big book of recipes and all that kind of stuff, but it was quite intimidating for
Mm-hmm.
me as I don't like cooking and I'd be a bit of a fussy eater as well. And so yeah, I think my biggest thing was trying to find something that worked for me and that slotted into my family routine as well.
I get you. And can you kind of unpack that then? So a lot of people obviously have busy schedules.
Yeah.
Probably the majority of people who listen to this are parents. So you kind of give it like an insight into like why that was important to fit into like your schedule and if you get me.
Because I found before I signed up with you, I actually done 1 or 2 kind of phone consultations with other personal trainers, kind of well-known ones that would be TikTok famous now, say.
Gotcha.
And just what they were expecting of me was really unrealistic, and it was kind of setting me up to fail.
Yes.
So, say like I play football as well twice a week and stuff like that, and you scheduled that into my routine, whereas they wanted me to go play football twice a week. They wanted me to go to a gym 3 times a week, and then they wanted me to go for a walk every day.
Mm.
And to me, that was just kind of unrealistic for me, which because at the time my youngest wasn't even in preschool. So I didn't even have a few hours a day. Like I had kids always with me. And like as you know, you try and get the workout done, but they want to join in or they want something that gets interrupted. So for me, like it was setting me up to fail. And when you're on the phone and someone's expecting all these hours work from you and you're just like, you can barely get an hour to yourself, like it just wasn't, any other plan just wasn't realistic for me. And my thing was I needed someone to set me up to succeed, not to fail, because
Mm-hmm.
the last thing you wanted was the first week in feeling like a failure,
Yes.
and you're after paying this money and you're after committing to this and you have to answer to people. Like it was just, yeah, it just wasn't an option for me really, like to be going with anyone else expecting that much of me, say.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. So at the beginning phases of the coaching, like what were your kind of like your first impressions and what helped you settle in?
So I suppose the first thing was when I got my nutrition plan, it was so easy. And at first the app and stuff, I was like, oh God, like, but when you take a minute to go through the app is actually brilliant. It's everything you need in one place. And the same with the workouts and stuff like that. Like because you have the app and you're showing me step for step how to do the workouts and stuff, it's quite good. Um, so what helped me settle in then was, I suppose, like the phone call with you and the point that you're always at the end of the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And then every Tuesday we have the massive action call, like so that, you're in there. And then every Monday, you're checking in.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, basically just to have you there, you're a huge support, like. because
Yeah.
I've been on the other end of it where I've done like 6 week plans, and the minute you sign up, you might hear anything from the coach for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, so yeah. Whereas when I joined with you, there was like a message, every second day. Like, I was speaking to you on Monday, then we had the action call on Tuesday, then Friday you do a check-in to see how the week went and stuff, and then you had the option of having a call on a Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So you just had a lot of support.
Yeah. Also, yeah. So I put like when I'm talking to anybody, like the main emphasis I put on is accountability. Obviously, learning how to do things is
Yeah.
important, but accountability is so important. So, was it like the high level accountability which you found was kind of like the best thing for you to get you to achieve your goals?
Yeah, it was just that, I knew every Monday that I had to step on those scales, and I knew every Monday that, like, you were going to see how I was doing and stuff like that. And yeah, it was the accountability, and it was yeah, the accountability. Sorry.
Awesome.
Stumbling on
Awesome. No, all good. All good. Makes sense. And obviously, it's been 6 months since you started, or obviously you're at the end of 6 months now. How are you different then versus now?
Um, I've learned a lot, and I have a healthier relationship with I wouldn't even say it's like a diet, I suppose it's a lifestyle.
Hmm.
And I'm more comfortable with it. And yeah, so just kind of feel like I know where I'm going, and
Yeah.
a more healthier relationship with it. And it's not always, you have to be so strict the whole time. Like it fits into, like you can fit it into your life.
Yes.
So I feel like because it's a 6 month program, it is plenty of time for you to make better choices, like lifestyle choices and better changes. And it gives you enough time to get yourself in a routine. And like the biggest thing I suppose I learned is, you're not going to stay on it for 6 months. There
Hmm.
has to be the push and pull, basically.
Yeah.
That's my biggest thing after coming out of it, and just my wording and stuff with it. Like beforehand, if I slipped up, I'd be like, oh, I'm after falling off the bandwagon about it. And it's like, no, you're not. Like you took a pullback, like,
Hmm.
and stuff like that. So I just have a whole healthier relationship with it.
Awesome. I love that. I love that. And like obviously the progress you made in terms of like physically, mentally, habits and so on, like has been insane. But like besides the accountability, like is there anything within the coaching that you owe your success to, or something maybe that you didn't feel that you were going to learn that you learned that was like a big reason that helped you make the progress and achieve the goals you did?
So I suppose just like with yourself, like you're realistic.
Mm,
There was like again, like what I said, there was coaches there that wanted me to work out morning, noon, and night, and all these big recipes and stuff like that. Like you've simplified it, and you're so realistic, and you're like just open. So if we were having a bad week or whatever, like we could just contact you, and it wasn't a case of, oh no, well that's not an excuse, because with life there is going to be mishaps and stuff that going to get in your way, and it's not realistic to keep going and pushing yourself the whole time, because then the minute you finish that little 6 week block or whatever, you're just going to kind of go back to your old ways, really. Whereas with the 6 months, it was like just, you're going, and then you're like, right, okay, I'm taking a break, and then you're going and going and going. Like it's just more realistic.
yeah.
And again, you're there on the phone, like you can literally just drop you a text message and you have your answer within like an hour.
Hmm.
I think that was a big thing as well.
Okay. Also, yeah. So like the knowing, so how to phrase it, knowing that you have support. Like I think that's a big
Yeah,
one, because like obviously you've been with coaches in the past where or on calls people and saying you have to do all these unrealistic things. And
yeah,
I say 90% of people I work with are parents. And I always mention this on the calls. If I try and tell you to do this, and you have three kids screaming at you in the morning or whatever's going on, that's
yeah,
not realistic expectation. And that's
yeah.
where if somebody's expectations don't meet the reality, that's where the disappointment comes in. And obviously that's what you're that's what was what you were experiencing.
Yeah.
Um, but obviously people listening to this or watching this, maybe you follow my content for a while, maybe reading my emails, whatever it may be. And as I was saying at the start, the reason why I love having these calls with people is when somebody shows their vulnerability and the success they got, it might give that person the kick or the push that they need to reach out. So for somebody who's sitting on the fence, who's like a bit like, should I ask for help? Am I ready for help? Or whatever their limiting belief may be, what would you say to those people?
The plan is foolproof. It's so easy, it works. There's none of this, like it's not one size fits all or one program is for everyone. It's tailored to you and your lifestyle. So be it you have a gym membership, be it you don't have a gym membership, you have kids hanging off you, you know, you're busy at work or whatever. Like basically Dara's going to find a way that's going to suit you. And the same with like the meal prep and stuff like that. It's just so simple and it's not intimidating or anything like that. And then as well, like the app is so helpful and the app has everything you need. And I just think, you know, it's worth it if you're feeling down and out about yourself because like I said, you know, every Monday there's a check-in. Every Tuesday there's an action call that like so if you have a question you don't want to ask it, chances are someone else is going to ask it for you.
Mm-hmm.
And again, then you'll have another text message on Friday and stuff like that. So you have that support. Like you can't really fail with this program.
Mm.
You know, I've done shake diets, I've done, you know, 6-week programs and stuff like that. But like I said, I think the 6-month program works because it's enough time for you to do a lifestyle change and get back into routine or, you know, get a routine and have that support there. And because it's 6 months gives you enough time for you to change your mindset as well.
Awesome. I love that, Kim. I think I'm going to leave the call there. I think that's just like a mic drop that just, I don't think we need to continue with that. But yeah, Kim made such a good point there, guys. Obviously, any of you watching this or if you're listening to this or wherever you're viewing the testimonial, obviously feel free to get in touch. Be more than happy to help you out. But Kim, I really appreciate you sharing your stories. So it was awesome. Thank you so much.
No problem at all. Thank you.